I can hear myself. It means you guys can hear me as well. So let's get into it. Game 1. Stealth Bunnies against TAKK, also known as the All Kill Kings. So spawning in the bottom left-hand position as our orange Protoss, we have Arca Crema, and in the bottom right-hand position as our Teal Terran, we have Stardom OD. And let me quickly play with this overlay. There's usually a way to get names on here. I gotta figure out how this works. Okay, so orange Protoss was Arca Crema, and the Marine BG. Oh wait, no, that's the ops. It's the Terran player who is Stardom OD. There we go. So in theory, that should put up what I want. Although I'm not seeing those names appear. Alright, well I'll have to fiddle with that more here in a sec, but we gotta see what's going on first. Looks like the usual stuff here from Protoss Gateway going up, and Terran throwing down a depot, walling off. And no gas yet, but that's pretty typical. He should take it now. If he doesn't take it now, we'll be seeing something pretty strange, but there we go. He is going to go ahead and grab his gas. So pretty typical, standard-looking stuff so far from both players. Looks like Tyler's Stardom is walling off, and he is getting his gas as well. And Purpose here presumably going to make the core, so we won't see a Zealot first or anything like that, although that's a pretty atypical build. If that helps at all or not. Just the mouse moves a little bit laggy right now, but the core about halfway done, just everything looking typical, no real idea what he's going to do yet for his build. And we can see the wall is here, so it's pretty much going to be Rax F. Wait, actually no, he's got gas, so he's just walling off just at the natural. A lot of times that comes with Rax FE, but when you're doing that, you don't grab the gas that quickly. And the probe obviously suspects Rax FE, and honestly, the way he's using 2 SCVs to fight this probe makes it look like he wants to make a command center, but yeah, there we go, just throwing down the factory, which makes a lot more sense given the fact that he took gas. I'm not sure really why he pulled 2 SCVs to deal with that probe. It wasn't strictly necessary. Alright, so we got Goon, and we got the range coming, and we can see the factory is about half done. So we'll have to see here if he's going to drop a quicker command center behind this, or just do the normal FD with a wall, although that doesn't really make sense either. Maybe we'll see Siege expand, I'm just not really sure why. Or he just doesn't want to have to worry about any Zealot aggression today. And another probe going out. Is this going to go sit at the front, or is this going to make a... Okay, I'm going to start making a pylon, start walling off that choke a little bit. And there we go. This will probably be the command center. Did he make it? No, he's just getting the machine shop. So he's just doing this. He's getting a little bit faster command center. This is kind of a strange hybrid between normal play and like a siege expand and a Rex FE. So I'm not really sure what the idea behind that is, but I don't know. He's going to be safe. I don't know if it's really optimal in either area, but he'll be in a good position. I mean, Protoss is just going to go one gate expand, so not going to be too aggressive. One goon there to shoot the wall. He'll have to wait for the tank out before he can actually defend that wall, but nothing too concerning. I mean, he's not going to lose it. He can just repair it with an SCV. It's just a one gate expand, so the goon count obviously is not going to be anything whatsoever. Doesn't even really need to use the Marines to try and fight this. There we go. Bringing a few SCVs to repair. Grabbing 3 because he probably doesn't know for sure how many Dragoons are coming. He does have an SCV out here, which he should be able to slip in and see what's going on. See, the Nexus has started, so quite typical stuff here. Putting down the Nexus after 3 goons. That is as standard as it gets for Protoss. And a little questionable here. He's got the tank. He can go ahead and now shoot at these goons. There we go. And we'll force them to back up. Oh, trying to intercept the scout. Oh, he's going the wrong way with it. Might not. Okay, it looks like he will get him, but how much health is left on it? Okay, it's the goon is. Oh no, he went the wrong way. Oh my gosh, that is gonna be really unfortunate for him. He totally could have seen everything that was going on in the base right now. But now that died, and it looks like he's gonna go gateway before Robo, the second gateway, I think. Or is it going to be... Okay, yeah, it's going to be a second gateway. And I don't know why Terran won't... Oh, maybe the tank actually can't shoot there. That's pretty incredible. I guess the supply depot is just enough that the 7 range of the tank can't quite hit the 6... Oh! Okay, I really, really hate this siege spot. He can absolutely go in there and snipe this tank if he wants to, but he's not going to do it. Oh, that was really, really... that's not a good spot to siege. You always want to siege back here so that the goons can't just run in and kill the tank super easily. With that position, it's just way, way easy to walk up the wall, can kill that, and then just continue to shoot at the wall. Unfortunately, Protoss, I think it's Arca, right? Arca didn't seem to be aware of that, or maybe was worried there were more tanks behind that, and didn't opt to do that. Alright, Nexus is finished. We should see a probe transfer. No probe transfer? Waiting for it. There we go. Definitely a little bit late. Going to slow his economy down a little more than would be ideal. But again, one of those things that's not the end of the world, especially at this level of play. You know, most of these players are not going to hit some razor thin, 2-second timing window where a SCV or a probe transfer will make the difference. Oh, and we see this is a very fast. It is a mineral only third, but there's a very fast third here from Stardom, as he's just thrown that right up. So we will probably see a lot of vultures. This will give him a lot of options for harass, given the extra minerals. He can just be running around the map, going crazy with that. And yeah, given the opening back here, also could see some drop play. We'll see how quickly Arca is going to throw down his next Nexus, because obviously right now, if he gets away with this, he's going to have an absolutely ridiculous economic advantage, as that is going to be, I mean, his third base way faster than Protoss, probably 45 seconds faster, which almost never happens. You just don't see that. But he figures he's got the wall at the front, he's pretty safe. That actually explains the wall at the front now if he was intending to take that. You can see starting vultures getting mines. And we should see him start to throw down several factories here quite soon. As with that, once that 3 base eco kicks in, he'll have plenty of money to start throwing those down. There's the Citadel. Pretty quick Citadel here from Arca. I mean, given that he doesn't know what Tyler's doing yet, that is pretty greedy, to be honest, to go for a third base that fast and start throwing down your Citadel as well. But we'll see if he's able to hold out. And he took it off 2 gates too, and he still has no robo. So I mean, this is a pretty. Oh, actually, he does have the robo now. So never mind. Hold that thought. See, a Vulture trying to slay a few mines here, but is not going to get in the base. Plenty of goons there to intercept it. And whoa, is he actually looking to make a 4th Nexus? Because if so, that is going to be... That's just like insanely crazy fast. I mean, off 3 gateways and getting tech and everything. I am very curious about this. I mean, this is like the epitome of greed. I guess he does have the obs in there to see that, and he does see the factory count. So I guess in that sense it isn't as greedy as it looks because he knows that Terran is only running off of 3 factories and he can see the unit count. So he should just be judging that and saying, if I put this Nexus down, is it possible for me to hold a push if Terran were to go for it? But he's definitely there. He definitely has the money. Go see it any second now. And yep, there we go. Nexus is up. And really, I'm just curious to see. It looks for the most part like Arca likes to play a fairly macro-based style. From the games I can remember from him, I've only casted 2 or 3 so far, but he seems to just be fairly comfortable playing the big, sprawling macro games. I'm trying to remember if I've seen any plays of him being super aggressive, but none come to mind off the top of my head. And I haven't really played much against Tyler, so I'm not really sure. But it looks like he is moving out here, which is interesting. Maybe he's having scanned Protost's low gateway count, thinking he can get something done. But if he had not scanned that, or at least the existence of 3rd and 4th, this would be really, really, really questionable decision. But I'm going to assume he scanned something. Isn't just moving out into the open with 4 tanks and a handful of vultures. Some pretty early Goliaths too. I guess worried about a shuttle. Arca could obviously see this though. And it looks like he is just kind of chilling there right now. I'm not sure what he intends to do with this. Maybe he's going to try to take a 4th himself and is getting in position for that, or is he going to actually go for it? And I would say it looks as if he's going to go for it, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how this works out. A decent number of units out for Arca, mostly Dragoons though. It looks like control group there and a little less than control group there, but this is not all that beefy to push. Oh, actually sees the obs, scanning to kill the off, so that's always annoying. And immediately sieging up for really no reason. Oh no, he's going to try to kill... Oh, okay. So he's going to try to kill the temples off and come in the back door. If he actually gets in there, that's going to be pretty annoying because that is a very narrow area trying to engage Terran, laying a bunch of mines. There's a DT out. It's going to die really quick to these mines, though. Trying to get a good mine drag, and it is a very good one, getting rid of a large number of the mines. And at the same time here, we've got a DT drop in the natural, and he has... Well, he's got scans, but he has no turrets, and he has no army there. And it looks like he's working off about 6 factories. Just need to check the count real quick. Alright, so a vulture has arrived. 2 vultures have arrived, and he needs to get energy for the scan, which he does not have right now. Oh, there we go. Okay, he does have the scan in the main, so he should be able to take that. And yes, the DT going down really quickly. And now he just needs to get back over here and reinforce his push. And we can see, okay, he has suddenly banked a lot of minerals. I mean, that is a lot of resources, getting a little too caught up in worrying about that DT drop and just forgetting to make anything. And he has killed the temples. Wait, do you have to mine that out to go back there? No, I think you can just slip in. But it looks like he's not going to do that, and Arca being pushed back from there. Is he going to let Tyler go up this little ramp? Definitely the vultures are, and another DT arriving. Oh, he needs to lay mines so badly right now. Oh, they can get right on top of every one of these tanks. I hope he's got a scan or something ready, like, immediately. Oh, a huge mine drag, though, could be into all the tanks. And look at that, there's now just one tank left. Arca can freely move on this, no problem. But at the same time, the Vultures are raiding the third base, and they have killed off some of the pros back here. In fact, to be honest, they've killed all the pros back here. It doesn't look like Arca ran too many of them, as there's about 8 kills total on these Vultures. And now attacking the Nexus, but at the same time, Arca is moving in with all his goons. He's going to pick off this tank, no problem, and clear out all of these mines. If we take a look, we can see Arca at 95 supply against just 80 supply here from Stardom, but there's a strong possibility he will just explode in supply. We can see the Vultures are actually now in the main base and killing a lot of probes. Arca making no effort to run them. Finally, we have a transfer away. Is he going to continue to target them down? Yes, he is. Decent job with the Vultures there. So there's a lot of probe kills there from Stardom. So, I don't know. I mean, he did lose 4 tanks, but at the same time, he probably killed 15-20 probes, so not a bad probe kill count at all. If we look at his probe saturation, honestly, it's really, really, really low here from Arca. He has only a few here, like maybe 1 per patch. He does have some idle ones. He's got only a handful there. I mean, Arca right now literally has 0 economy. And let's take a look at Tyler. Yeah, running on a much, much stronger economy. Could have a little better saturation at the natural, but overall he's running a pretty strong economy. Whereas Arca is basically has nothing right now. So we'll see here if the supply for Stardom can catch up. He's adding a lot of factories, probably in part due to his high macro. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it looks like he's also adding what I assume is the starport. No, it's actually another command center. So this is really, really turning into a macro fest kind of game. And is Arca going to come in here and challenge the front? It is open, but should be way too tight for this to do any damage. There's not a very high zealot count, and he does not have shuttle or tech with him. I'd be really surprised if he was able to break that. I mean, I could easily siege up and just take care of those goons without much difficulty. Plenty of Vultures to buffer, and a 5th base starting now for Arca. Oh man, there's so few probes mining. Alright, this base now a little more saturated. Okay, Arca's economy is starting to look a little more healthy now, with at least 2 somewhat mining bases. And the army of Stardom is definitely beginning to grow. And actually he's moving out again with another attack. Arca is going to need to pay attention to these goons. If he sieges right now, this would be pretty funny. He can actually kill a lot of those. And is Arca going to engage this? Okay, there we go. He sees it and does immediately pull back. Needs to get out of that siege range. Scan going down. No tank shots are fired, though, so he dodges that with no difficulty at all. You can see one armory here. Does he have a second one anywhere? I don't think so. So he's probably at 1-0 right now. Yeah, it looks like 1-0. With no sign of 2-1 coming, so this is a little bit painful here, and he's just got a lot of money banked right now. I mean, I'm really worried. He's got some queues in some of his factories, but not queues in many of them. He's focusing a lot into this push, but not on macro. I mean, if he had all that money spent, that could be, what, at least another 25-30 supply, and that's if there's a decent number of tanks. I mean, he could be, ahead of Arca in supply, which is a scary supply of Protoss. We can see Arca is adding more gates over here at this base. Currently working off... Arca's gate count is low. It's only 5, but he's got a significantly bigger army just because he's been more on top of his macro. I mean, he's got his money down to like 1K now, but look at the number of queued tanks here. That's a lot of queued stuff. So that's kind of fake spending we've got going on right here. And Arca gives him 8 gateways now. He has walled this off with a forge. Is not starting the upgrades yet, and is still at 0-0. And is there a starport on the way for Tada? That might be one of the reasons why there's no upgrades coming. And I don't think Stardom is getting a starport at the moment. He's floating out another CC though. And over here we see a DT shuttle. And maybe drop one in here in the back. This is actually pretty walled off though. You can see now the supply is starting to equalize a little bit. Stardom up to 138 and Protoss at 141 last I clicked on the shuttle. And a little bit supply blocked. No probes have been transferred up here yet. Should go ahead and get some probes up there. And Arca just kind of content with his army, just waiting for Terran to get ready and do something. See more gateways. It's going to make it 10 total gateways, and at the same time, here comes the shuttle with the DT. And unload, or don't unload, or sit above the SCVs. Okay, it's been unloaded. He will hear that terrifying sound of the DT swiping away at SCVs. 1 down, 2 down. Okay, he's just going to transfer away, and he really shouldn't be scared. I mean, it's just 1 DT, not that terrifying. I mean, it looks like he's going to run away. Oh, he can't run away, though. It's a nice tight wall. So he's just going to stand there and presumably die. Actually, he's going to try to run into the main. Oh, there's the starport. He does now have that. Oh, he's going to try to actually find these SCVs. And Stardom should probably come over here and kill this off. He just needs to bring a few units, which he's doing right now. Doesn't even need to bring all that many. And there we go. The scan goes down. Now clustering to fight it. Actually, the Vulture might die to the DT. Okay, nope. DTs just aren't beefy enough because he goes down. We can see this CC still needs to land. And again, as has been the custom, during that entire DT time, Stardom just forgetting to spend his money. You can see all these factories empty, except for one that had a lot of cute tanks. And Arca is doing a much better job right now of spending his money, and he is building up a stronger, healthier economy. See a decent number of probes mining here. Main is lightly populated, but at this point we wouldn't expect any super saturated base because he's already running on 5 of them. So the economy for Arca now very, very healthy. And he's in that comfortable position up about 20 supply. Although I have to say, Arca's getting towards max, but if we look at it right now, this is 15 minutes in the game, and he actually hasn't hit his max supply. And if you, most of the time, if you just produce probes consistently and macro up, usually you're going to get that max supply somewhere between like 1245 and like 1330. And with a game that had this fast of expansions, you know, he should have been on the lower end of that. And we can see he's still pretty far behind at that, which would be a result of that weaker economy to start losing some of the probes to vultures and getting slowed down. And Stardom, I'm not sure why. He just should have more stuff. I mean, most of the time Terran's going to come out and be 200-200 pushing out at like a minute or two before this. So both players are a little bit behind, but they're still kind of in an equal position. Stardom is that typical 20 or so supply behind. And Arca's just now getting to his max. He should be adding more gateways here really soon as he's getting very close to max, and he can just start throwing down a bunch of gates. He's already started to do that a little bit in the main, but he's still only on about 10 right now. And as he maxes, he can start going up to 20, 25, or potentially adding some Stargate tech to be prepared for a certain switch to a certain unit. But he does have his 2 Stargate ARPs. And we can see Arca is now hitting that max point. Oh, that's obnoxious. Hope he's going to get vessel tech soon. Alright, he's got a control tower. There it is. Okay, so he can make vessels whenever, and I imagine we'll see one starting from him fairly soon. Goon's saying hi to this. Alright, oh, that's bad. Actually, he's somehow going to be able to clear out that one mine, but this Goon will obviously quickly die. All of this to the big Terran, actually to the not that intimidating Terran pile. And of course, given that it's not a gas base, we can see how very vulture heavy this army really is. I mean, I'm kind of worried about this. I see only 5 tanks right now. 6, 7. And just so much banked money for him, and he's sitting on a massive supply block. So this is just, this is not going to go well for Stardom at this point. I'm getting pretty worried. And he has, like, no tanks. Okay, oh, okay, some of the tanks are back here. So he does have about a control group, maybe a little bit over a control group. But they are massively stuck, being incredibly dumb. Oh, and there's actually still a DT slipping back in here, being so obnoxious. I don't know what his refusal is to build turrets at this point, but he doesn't want to do it. And if we look back at the main, we can see, back at the other main of Arca, we can see more gateways beginning to be set up. Should probably send these zealots to join up with his army. And it looks like Stardom may be thinking about pushing, or is he just going to move to a better location to make this expansion secure? I mean, he hasn't even gotten SCVs there, so he's still stuck on 2 gas. Really would like that 3rd gas to just crank out even more tanks and Goliaths without trouble. And that's the other thing. He's made a decent number of Goliaths, and off only 2 gas, that's really going to constrict your tank count, and it's just not that high. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of vultures, but with good spreads and good control from Arca, decently goon-based armies shouldn't struggle with this too much. There's sending a Zealot trade over here, although it's a lifted base, so it's not going to do a whole lot, as Zealots are notoriously bad against air units. And we can see there's the attack and the armor, so that I think that's 2-1, or did he get it? Yeah, it's going to be 2-1, so it's a really slow 2-1. He probably won't have it till 18-19 minutes into this game. But it looks like he will have 2-1 when he decides to move out, as he has not opted to do that quite yet. And Arca being annoying, leaving a Zealot or 2 back behind at this base. And honestly, at this point is where Arca can just start to consume the whole map and just, you know, put up endless gateways, start canning off expos, and force Tyler to say, look, you need to do something. But Tyler just is having incredible issues right now with his macro, just not able to spend any of his money. At the same time, Arca is looking to play very passive. I think Arca is just going to wait for Stardom to move out and then attack. I think he's just going to pretty much do what I was talking about, just take like every possible base he can and wait for Stardom to do something. And it's getting to that point where he has to do something. I mean, if you move out against a Protoss that has 3 other mains filled with gateways, I mean, that is a very, very scary situation. Protoss can almost just give up one main without carrying and go like counter your main or do a bunch of stuff. Oh, wow, nice stasis on a bunch of clump tanks. Oh, my God. Holy, that's why you don't clump all your stuff together. Is he going to attack, though? Or is he just going to do this to make Stardom not want to leave? And we can see he is sieging up everything, but he's in such a pile. I mean, if Arca comes in here with a good attack, he should have no problem cleaning this up. I mean, yeah, it's at some narrow-ish positions, but they're not that narrow, and he can come in from 2 sides. And at the same time, some goons have gotten over here, and he's going to snipe this expansion. Oh, if he runs in there, he will. Run, move your goons down. Oh, I think he might just let it get away. It's doing a lot of damage, though. I don't know if it's going to survive. Oh, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. Nice. So he does snipe that expansion. It's pretty unfortunate. And now Tyler really has to do something, as he is just stuck there with his army. But at the same time, it is just sitting there stasis. There's no vessel out. I am very, very worried for him now. Alright, he is finally unstasis. He has gathered up a pretty large army. It looks like I see about 12 tanks there. He's close to 2 control groups of tanks. I mean, really, there's not many SCVs here. It looks like there's not many SCVs anywhere in general, so this really can be a massive army. So the issue for Arca is going to be dealing with this massive, massive army. I mean, he's got a ton of econ, and assuming he can engage these big armies decently, then he will be just fine. Alright, there we go. He should start to pull these goons back, try to take out the weakened units that he can. And needs to gather the rest of his army together, including these zealots. There we go. So he's gathering it all together, and here comes the massive doom push from Tyler. Also starting, we've actually got a little mini recall over at the 3rd base, which I don't think there's going to be units to defend, but at the same time, this is a big push coming, and I don't think he's going to turn around. No, he's absolutely not going to turn around. He is going to stand and deliver, going to cut off Arca's main immediately. And at the same time, there's a little mini engagement going over here. Arca kind of spreading himself thin, and he's coming around behind the push, though, and he's gotten a great stasis off here, and is picking off some of the tanks, and now this push is actually just a few tanks in size. Some of the army, okay, that's just Goliath and stuff, staying behind, and it is so zealot heavy, though. Tanks are now sieging up, zealots running in. If he spreads this, he might be able to clean this all up. He needs to pull the vultures back, but there's not a whole lot of micro going on. Although, damn, vultures are so good against zealots. And so he's not going to be able to clean this up right now, but he has definitely whittled it down. As we can see, just 128 supply, and also having to worry about the recall back in his base, which he is engaging with a few tanks, but the goons are dispatching that very well from the high ground. Finally going to get cleaned up. But I just don't know where his army went. I mean, there's a few tanks. The Goliaths are out of position, so the Arbiter's just going to sit here and... Actually, oh, the Arbiter's already got a kill on a tank. Oh, that's not what you want to have happen. And in the meantime, Arca is just going to macro away. See, we've got the start of a carrier transition, which is pretty darn effective, especially against a 2-gas Terran. This is confined to 3 bases. He's just not going to have a response from it. There will not be enough economy. I mean, yeah, he can continue to pump from his bank for a while, but it's just not going to be enough economy, and he just doesn't seem to have the macro he needs, really, to deal with this. And oh my gosh, nice use of 2 cloak zealots. There's no vessels. I have no idea where his vessel is. I don't know if this is just gas limited and there's just no vessels because of that, or what. Oh man, this tank is so low. turn around, take it off in a shot or two. But oh, huge stasis. At this point, that leaves absolutely nothing here for Tyler. Now we can see all these. Oh, is this the third carrier? Yeah, we got a third Stargate. So it's got 4 Stargates making carriers. So after a round or two of this, they're just going to come out, and Stardom is going to be like, oh, snap. So he's got 2 nice Nexus. It'd be nicer if they were mining. Obviously, a little bit more concerned right now with dealing with the push as well as his recall. Oh, and another DT has slipped in here. And he has still refused to build turrets, which is really coming back to bite him. I mean, he's built like 1 or 2 here and there, but that makes him so vulnerable against recall, as well as these incessant DT drops just continuing to pester his bases. Stardom just Arca just making sure there's no random CCs being landed, and just waiting for this army to unstasis. See plenty of queued carriers, and he's got 4 out over here. So yeah, it is about to be a decent number here. 1 more battle, and it just looks like even with all his resources, Stardom cannot put together another army. I mean, he's got to queue up or do something to get another army out right now. Because if he doesn't do crazy damage before carriers, which is going to be so hard to do, I mean, it's going to be impossible to deal with this high number of incoming carriers. Of course, Arca just sitting at max, waiting on his carriers. Adding more gateways to this base, so yeah, now we're getting up to 3 mains with gateways. Actually, he's not getting that many more carriers because he's at max. So it's going to be a few carriers at first, and when he engages next, actually, for a guy that's at max, I don't really know where a lot of this army is. Oh, we got a recall. We got a recall at the 3rd base again. There are more units in there, and is he in position to deal with it? I don't think he is. I think everything is rallied up at the front. And being forced to lift the CC and start picking off depot is going to force him to come back with some of his army. All the obnoxious stuff you really don't want to have to do. And it'll free up some supply for some extra carriers. Well, presumably it will. Although right now, not a lot of Terran stuff arriving here. Okay, the Zealots are coming down the ramp. Don't know if they really needed that, but actually this factory position, that is part of the problem. And oh my god, these stasis are so good because the factory position is so, it's not, this machine shop is placed, I don't think tanks can go through there. And oh man, that gap is all blocked off. And that is so obnoxious. It's going to kill off everything that's up here. We will not get the CC. But just going to delay some more. Well, also he'll lose a few units, which will free up more supply for carriers. And just the bottom line is everything is going Arca's way right now. He could do is still sending a few probes over here, but he's not worrying about them. And a few Zealots are trying to run into the front. That is not a wise idea. That is way too much Terran for them to take on. Zealots are pretty manly, but they're not manly enough to kill all of that. Although this might just be to free up more supply for carriers. Not really sure. But obviously that really easily cleaned up. But we can see in the back here, still 2 Zealots landing, and he's got to go in and clean this out, but he is just not keeping up right now with the multitask. There we go. Moving his army, gets that cleaned out, can resume mining from there. And there we go. Finally we have the probe transfers over to the top right bases. And was he finally able to start making more carriers? Yes, indeed. And I think that once he shows these carriers, I imagine Tyler is going to have no response and is just going to go ahead and GG. Because he's got no Goliaths. I mean, if six or 7 carriers show up and you have no Goliaths and really not that much of a bank to fall back on, that is what we call a shitty situation for you. And I fear that is the situation that Tyler is about to find himself in. And especially without any decent number of turrets, the carriers are going to have free reign to go wherever and do whatever they want. Okay, he's spinning that Cyber Core for air weapons upgrades. See, is still actually at 2-1, which is unfortunate too. Definitely by this point should have 3-3, but has forgotten about it in the midst of all the chaos happening. But this is another big max army. It is definitely going to force Arca to show his carriers, as he is absolutely not going to have the ground army needed to deal with this on his own, with all that supply tied up in carriers. And I mean, honestly, I don't know where Arca's ground army is. He's got a little bit of stuff up here, but it's so tiny for a maxed Protoss. I don't really know where it is. I mean, there's not that much supply tied up in carriers. And it looks like Stardom is easily going to roll the front and start coming into the natural. He's probably going to try. Is he going to try and kill production? No, he figures the natural is probably lined out, and it's going to go attack a different base now. Going to bang down the door of this one. This base is actually worth killing. There are still minerals being mined from it. A few bolts are starting to attack that cannon. There we go. Wait, is he trying to go past it or engage it or what? There we go. So yeah, he's going to go over here and take out this base on his way. And really, there's nothing Arca can do until he decides to reveal his carriers. As this army, he really should not attack with this. He could throw down some stasis, but this is way too small to engage an army like this without pre-stasising the tanks. And yeah, obviously this is not working out very well. A lot of stuff dying. There's tons of tanks there. Where's the stasis? I don't know where it is. He could do it, but he's not throwing them down. And just kind of donating these goons. He's going to pick off one tank, maybe a second tank. Hard to tell. It looks like no, he will not even get a second tank out of that. So just kind of throwing away those units. But he is doing a good job. Oh, huge stasis on a bunch of tanks, though. He looks like I see... Okay, so he's getting up quite a few carriers. That is 5 or 6 right there. 2 or 3 in the main. So he's just going to roll out with a very, very large number of carriers. And honestly, that's doable here. You know, he's trying to keep them hidden. And I think he has, because we don't see that many Goliaths from Stardom. You know, in fact, now he's forgetting the macro again. But there's none on the field. So he obviously doesn't suspect the carriers yet. And when you have this many bases, you can almost say, hey, look, I don't care if you kill off some of my stuff. I'm just going to not worry about you and let you do what you want while I build up my supply of carriers. And unfortunately, I think this army is about to meet its match, as there is one, or there was one Goliath. There might not be one. Oh, tank fighting a zealot, and a lot of tanks being left behind. And Stardom is working his way up towards this base, but here they come, the carriers. That is, I think that's 5. No, that's 6. That's 6. But there's like 3 more in the main that Arca can join up with if he wants. And we can see Tyler is sending his unstasis carriers down, and they're going to encounter, or unstasis tanks down, but they're going to encounter other carriers. As all of a sudden there are carriers absolutely everywhere on this map. Zealot's kind of holding down the fort at the front, but once the carriers arrive, we'll be able to clean that up, no problem. We'll probably take out this Nexus, and we'll start to move into the other main, but second dual actually a cannon placed there as well. Where are the carriers? Okay, here we go. Carriers now coming up to defend. They're picking off everything. Oh, never mind. Looks like there might be units getting set up for some sort of recall too, but that is not the case. And some reinforcing zealots. He is trying to target fire down the Nexus, but at this point, killing Nexus is really not what he needs to be worried about, especially not one where 1 or 2 probes are mining from. But now the army is just evaporating here to these carriers, and there really is not that much left whatsoever. And possibly we're seeing a counterattack in the front because his macro has been so off. It's actually vulnerable to this. There are a few tanks hiding out, but is it enough? I really don't think so. Oh, he might be able to hold off these zealots, as now he's in a nice defensive position that doesn't lend itself very well to getting surrounded. But I have a feeling these carriers are coming for him, and that they certainly are. Oh, a vessel, or oh, whoa, random cannons in the middle. What? I have no idea why you do this against the Terran, but whatever. It's actually working out pretty well, though. It might get a tank out of it. Looks like he won't quite get one, but the carriers will clean up this whole caravan here. And Stardom just really doesn't have anything left. He's got this tiny little Goliath tank army in the natural, but his 119 supply to a max Protoss with a 3k, 6k bank. Who is adding random cannons in the middle. I don't know if this is like a BM ceremony or what. We'll see if this ends up making any shape. But so far, there's not a shape at all. But here come the carriers, charging right into the main. Firing away, taking down that turret. Whoa, going the wrong way with my mouse. And target firing down an armory. And truth of the matter is, that is a lot of carriers. I mean, there's like a carrier to every, there's like 1.5 Goliaths for every carrier, which is not a very good ratio. I believe 2.5 to 3 is what you'd like to see to have a chance for fighting carriers. And he definitely does not have that. And I guess that's game. Arca takes it, no problem. Not really sure what to say about that. It was kind of a strange build and game in general from Tyler from Stardom. He really just did not deal with anything very well and was unable to stop the Arca macro train and the ensuing carrier switch. So we'll go into game 2 on Fighting Spirit. So spawning in the bottom right-hand position as our brown Protoss, we have Arca Krima, and in the bottom left-hand position as our teal Protoss, we have Heon. Now, if only I knew why this stuff wouldn't show up on the overlay. But it refuses to. I can get that, but I don't know how to get this, where it should show players' names. Let's see here. Yeah, not really sure what to say. It does not want to show the names up here for whatever reason. Just absolutely refusing to do so. So if we take a look here, we've got gateway for Heon, gateway, no proxies. We've got a fairly fast scout here for Arca Krima. And is he going to take gas? Yes, he is. And the same for Heon, so standard PvP, no 2-gate pressure here. Coming up. And send. Whoa, 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 whoa. I played this guy, if this is who I'm talking about, I played this guy a long time ago. Or I played a guy by that name a long time ago on IC Cup, so now I am going to have to ask if this is in any way the same person or not. Because that'd be pretty ridiculous if it was. So they will finally find each other. It looks like... he's just going to the center to check gates. Of course, there's nothing here, so we might see a cross scout, so it'll be a little bit longer before Heon finds Arca, but at that point Arca should have a zealot out on the ramp. Put on some DND. And we've got a Cybercore. Was that before Zealot? No, that was after Zealot, so the usual stuff here. Actually, Cybercore before Zealot, though, for Arca. So Arca's going to be happy he's got his tech up nice and quick. Got that slight edge. Of course, the Zealot first is a little more safe against aggressive stuff. And unfortunately, these are two players I also don't know anything really about their playstyle. Hyun is pretty strong. I believe he has like an all-kill already. He's off to a very good start in the league. And Arca, I've been told, has good PvP, or at least that's what I've heard. So this is rumored to be one of his strengths. First Dragoon popping out for Arca. And we can see a third pylon going down for Heian. No sign yet for either player of any tech. Of course, the probe is still alive for Arca, so a lot of times you will wait for that to get killed off before you do throw down any tech of yours. Oh, the probe, he's got to move it. Is he going to pay attention of it? Can he keep it alive? Okay, it looks like for the moment anyway he can. Now we're getting to the point where we should see the tech pass of choice, and yes indeed, we have Robo, and we have a second gateway first for Arca. But given that Fighting Spirit is a reverse ramp map and travel distance, that second gateway from Arca really shouldn't be enough of an issue to allow him to do crazy pressure on Heian. You know, if it was non-ramped or something, that would be a little bit more of an issue, but given the rampedness of the nature of the map, it's pretty easy to defend with a less goon count, and a 2-gate goon is not that scary at all. Now 4 gates, a little different. Starting to get some potential for breaking up a ramp there, but... Alright, the goon is out for Heian, can finally clean up the probe of Arca, which he does now. And it looks like Arca is going to come out with these 2 Dragoons. We can see his range will be close to finished by the time he is there, and he is now putting down the Robo. So fairly similar builds from both players. I suspect we'll see a second gate from Heian fairly soon. The pylon going up, and Heian is going to move out to face this. He really shouldn't, though. There's 2 goons. He should just go back up his ramp, as he can easily lose that goon if Arca has good control. But this is actually terrible control from Arca. I don't know what he's doing. He loses a goon entirely to the Zealots, and now has lost that entire advantage, and is absolutely going to be forced to back up. And he really didn't get a whole lot of information from that, because that's the same goon count you'd expect to see from DT or from Robo. And I'm not sure Heian needs to chase it this badly. It's a pretty easy way to lose all 3 of these units as Arca links up with his reinforcements, trying to get some free shots off. He might have, or he should have, the range advantage right now, which he does. We can see Heian's range isn't quite done, and that's what he's trying to do here, is take advantage of that. Now a second goon arriving, and at this point, yeah, Heian should definitely turn back, and he does. Although there's still a very strong chance he will indeed lose these units. See, nothing started yet at the Robo. And in Heian's case, it's actually the same thing. He has not opted to build a shuttle before Robo. And up here we have a second pylon. Yes, we do. Oh, and it's going to be 3 gateway Robo. Maybe 3 gate obs? Perhaps even suspecting DTs? And oh no, Arca's getting himself cornered, and that is really bad from him. Really, really sloppy decision making there to go back in with lesser goon count. He had to know that Heian should have that many, and unfortunately this goon is straight up dead, and Heian is just getting a nice advantage already, and Arca, yeah, immediately responding with, oh my god, that is not at all what he wanted, and now in definite potential danger from a counter push, especially given that there are 3 gateways. Says didn't know how to have maybe his goons bugged out though and went down there, so it wasn't the decision making, it was just a glitch, and he wasn't babysitting them as much as needed. And now all of a sudden we've got 3 goons and 2 zealots, pretty good for breaking up the ramp. If he sends his zealot first, it's quite possible he's going to force Arca to move off the ramp, and with 3 gateways of reinforcements, Heian may very well have a chance to end this game right here, right now, or he's possibly going to set up a contain. I'm not sure what to expect at this point. He is throwing down another pylon. a random comment that he can't play on fish, and yeah, just making obs, so this is going to be 3-gate obs pressure. There's no DTs coming. And here we go. Is he going to go for the ramp break? He doesn't really have to, but now there's 4 goons out, so this may not work, especially shooting from down to up. Yeah, and Heon realizing there's enough goons there that he has to back up, as it is 5-on-5, or 5-on-4, rather. And again, Arca pushing back out. It's just a question of how far will he extend himself. I mean, he does have to be very, very careful. As a few times he has definitely overextended trying to kill Heon's stuff with this Dragoon aggression. And Heon is going to have a lot given his 3 gates. Yeah, he's got 7 right now. As well as a Zealot, which is way, way smaller than what Arca has. Oh, Arca, I hope you're careful with this. Because there's a good chance if he's too slow to react, Heon will just walk right on top of him and snipe all these goons. And it looks like he's starting to go for it right now. Arca needs to back off immediately. Way too many goons for Heon here for him to be engaging. He can just target fire down. He's trying to fight. Heon just needs to walk on top of these goons, and it looks like that's what he's starting to do. And Arca is taking a lot of damage from that. Has sniped off one of Heon's goons, but I suspect Heon will get a couple here from Arca as he retreats. And yep, there's already 1 down. And actually, I like the way Heon's moving. He can actually potentially cut Arca off from his base, which is always really scary. And Arca is just rushing back to his base as quickly as possible. And he's throwing up a pylon here. He cannot expand right now, though. He has no Reaver tech or anything. I mean, this is just a bit of a disadvantage for Arca, as he has the same tech, and Heon has 1 more gateway. Another player has, like, put down a Nexus to get ahead or anything like that. And here comes Heon. Okay, the pylon's going to absorb a few shots. It is there are 5 goons there from Arca. There's still more goons from Heon. There's 6 and a Zealot. And Arca is going to have to go all the way back up the ramp. And in response, Heon throwing down the Nexus, and we can see the Reaver is started for Arca, which he absolutely does need. And now he just has to be careful of getting into a massive contain. I don't think Heon will try to break the ramp, but will most likely just start setting up a contain. Well, we just have the obs there at the top of the ramp to see what's going on. And here comes Arca, going to take on that probe. Nice job there. Oh, needs to watch that goon. Probably, there we go. Oh, don't go down the ramp. Oh, no. Bad. He's running in, trying to snipe it. Arca should notice. Oh, but he's got another goon blocking it, and he's going to end up donating 1 for free. The control from Arca just doesn't seem to be there so far. Losing 2 goons for free. And is this enough for Heon to say, you know what, I'm going to go up this ramp. I've got 3 gates. I don't know. He is fighting big time from the low ground. Really nice positioning, though, from Heon, as not many of Arca's goons were shooting, and a lot of Heon's. Now Heon having a little more trouble. Goons deciding to go everywhere. And this might be a dedicated ramp break. The Zealot is up. I don't know why Heon is staying at the bottom of the ramp. He needs to walk up it. There we go. Needs to keep walking up it. There are 3 goons left and a lot more for Heon. The Reaver, also a long way till it's done. All these goons are dying. There's not much in the way of reinforcements, but the goon count for Heon is way, way greater. There are 7 now to 2. Shooting that one down. Now to 7 to 1. Now it's 7 to 0, and the Reaver gets off 1 shot, but it's going to go down really fast. I don't think it gets a second shot. No, it doesn't. And now there are 5 goons in the base doing a bunch of damage. The Nexus is about to go up, and reinforcements at some point should be coming. But I think that the goon count is just so high that he won't be able to do anything about it. I don't think Arca can clean this up, even if there aren't reinforcements. 1 goon appears from nowhere. And there we go, trying to probe drill. Pretty nice position there from Heon, though, to deal with this. And now he can just start picking these probes off at will. And Arca in a pretty hopeless situation at this point. And Heon really not even bothering to micro that much, as there's just too many Dragoons. Just kind of hold positioning them, letting them do their thing. Oh, another goon pops. Okay, he's going to move quickly to snipe this off. And it will, I think it'll go down. He's trying to get out enough. Oh, he's suddenly got 3 now. Maybe he can clean this up. 1 goes down. 1 is soft, though. Oh, he's not fighting with his army together, though. There's another Reaver out. It kind of depends on this Reaver whether or not he can hold this attack off in here now. But look at that probe saturation. There's like 6 probes. So even if he holds this off, he's what we call pretty dead. And here comes the Reaver. Pretty good shot. Oh, nice splitting there from Heon against it. Now the Reaver's just going to have to stand and deliver. There we go. Even moving the Dragoon out of the range of the probes, trying to do as much damage to this Reaver as possible. And here come reinforcements from Heon. Finally, the Reaver goes down. Still a Dragoon left. 2 more coming into the base. And at this point, Arca cannot possibly hold. And he has no eco from which to hold. He's only making 1 Dragoon right now. There's just not enough minerals. He's down to 4 mining probes. Having to pull so many to defend, having already had a lot shut down, and GG. And then set 3. Set 3 was like a walkover or a sub or something like that because Heon disappeared. I forget exactly what the situation was, but he was not able to stick around. So we shall proceed to the 3rd game. But it's not going to be Heon. It's going to be somebody else. On Heartbreak Ridge. So, spawning in the left-hand side as our teal Protoss this game, it's the Marine. And on the right side, as our yellow Zerg, we have our Tannis. The Marine is a player who's improved a lot in the last 5 or 6 months here. Has been playing a lot, has worked his way up from being a D rank player to a solid D+, and I can't remember, may have even gotten to the point where he could hit C-. And of course, our Tannis is known to be one of the more dangerous players in this league. Very strong Zerg. Not unbeatable, but solid to say the least. And whoa, okay, we've got Le Cheese mode. Heartbreak, of course, not pretty known for this. Does the Overlord see this probe, though? Oh, I don't think it quite does, but man, that is close. So now it's just a matter of can our Tannis scout this and shut this down? As the Marine just does not want to play this guy straight up. Now the question is, where are we going to proxy? Oh, is he going to do the pylon reverse SimCity choke? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? I think that's what he's going to go. Wait, is that what he's going to go for? Wait, no, yes, maybe? Oh, he tried to probe inside the base, though. Okay. So maybe not as much cheesy. He's going to block this off. Not the end of the world, though, as our Tannis wasn't 12 hatching. If you're doing 12 hatch, that's where that stuff can get really ugly. But when our Tannis goes to... Okay, yeah, it's pretty risky to do so when you have that choke that's blockable with just 1 pylon. So assuming he's placed this right, our Tannis is not getting out for a while until he's got Lings, but he did overpull, so we'll have Lings out pretty quickly. The hatch might not be up quite as fast as you'd like, but it's a long, long ways from like end of the world kind of situation. Whereas if it's 12 hatch, they can throw up that pylon, they can throw down a forge and start canning you. There's just a lot of options you can do. And actually, another probe has come, and speaking of forges, we have a forge being built. So now the only question is, I'm actually surprised our Tannis hasn't scouted for this yet. Alright, now he's going to find out and be like, oh. Except the Marine has botched it horribly, and our Tannis is now like, lol. Thanks for the free win. And unfortunately, this is probably going to be a free win situation. Honestly, I don't think he even needs to pull drones. Well, maybe for just a little bit to prevent a cannon from going up. Which he is doing. The Marine making a sad face, as that did not work out as intended. Probably should have tested that with his probe. Made sure it was tight first. And here we go, trying to make cannons actually on the inside of the wall now, but there are drones there to weaken them. And Lings are out right now, and this is going to be 100% shut down. And the Marine doesn't seem to be making even provisional defenses back at home. In fact, there's not even a cannon in them. Okay, he is finally throwing up a pylon now. And now we'll probably take down this pylon, take down the forge, and then move across the map. Although at that point, the Marine should have a cannon up in his main and be safe for the time being. Not sure what this probe is doing. Maybe... I don't know what it's doing. It's going back and forth and back and forth. Is it patrolling? I have no idea. There's the cannon. So, nice response. As well as the random naked forge. And at this point, our Tannis is incredibly ahead. He pretty much has freedom to do whatever he wants. Doesn't have to be worried about any sort of early pressure. Or fast tech. I mean, everything is just so delayed with this that there's really no danger to him. Actually throwing up 2 cannons, probably a little bit overkill as there's only 6 Lings. But he has lost his probe. I guess he doesn't know that for sure, and our Tannis is going right back to drones.
Oh, he's going to try to go for the cannon. If he gets lings on top of it, but he won't be able to in time. As both cannons finish, I don't think he can range that gate. Oh, shit, he can. Oh, that is absolutely brutal. So, gateway being denied as well. It's going to be a long time before the Marine has any units. Artanis can just drone like a madman. He can throw down hatcheries. Just in complete command of the game at this point in time. CE is taking his gas, has all 3 hatcheries going. Hatch is done at the natural. Now we take a look at the supplies. Zerg already has a supply lane. Whoa, he's re-adding this gateway. I don't know why. It's just going to die. The Marine obviously very unhappy about something. Artanis should come in there and kill that gateway win. I'm pretty sure it is. I think it was just placed wrong. So here we got, it doesn't, or it's placed badly, I forget. I still think it does, but I guess we'll have to find out. No, I'm tempted to play around with this afterwards and figure out exactly how that works. Because I've seen other Protosses do this, and I feel like I've seen them do it successfully. So you can see a core going down. And 4 hatcheries so far. Truer words have never been said. That's why he said you need to test it. So Zed being forced to run back. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you test that. That you wouldn't test that beforehand. At least figure out that you've got it set up. Yeah, and vetoed FS? No, he didn't. They played on FS. I don't know what he means. Oh, originally. Okay. And all of a sudden, Artanis is making a lot of lings. Maybe he just wants to end this game right now. I'm just going to go 3 hatches all in ling, knowing how restricted the gateway production was. CW, is that... I don't know what map that is. Oh, Clan War? I don't even know. Oh, these zealots should not be out here, especially if these become speed lings. They're not right now, though. But there are a lot of lings. Whoa, we need to turn around, man. Need to turn around. That's a lot of Zerglings. There we go. There we go. Backing it up. Is there going to be speed, though? And answer on this is no. Unless he's got it. It just kicked in. Yeah, he definitely has speed now. And the Zealot's getting massively surrounded. Oh, not good. One is not even able to get back in the base. The others are going to run back and crawl back to their cannon overlords. And actually, he should be able to hold the cannon just fine. I really don't think Artanis can kill him with these things right now. So it's an interesting decision. His economy isn't that strong, but it's not horrible. It's pretty low saturated in the main, though. Just 2 drones mining there. If this was a Hydra switch, I'd say he's dead as can be. But why is he coming out here? This is not worth it. Oh, he's risking a lot. Risking quite a lot. And now Artanis is going to back out of here. Oh, why is he coming this far? Oh, God. Oh, if Artanis blocks the choke, everything is going to die. And yes, that's exactly what he's doing. Really good, actually pretty good control from the Marine, though, keeping the Zerglings from getting grace around. But I have no idea why he's moving out here, what the decision-making is. Now backing into the corner, but these Zealots are still going to die super easy, no problem. As Artanis is going to rip right through them in a whole nother round of reinforcing lings. Now I think it's enough that, honestly, I don't think the 2 cannons can save him. There's a Corsair out, but Artanis should be able to deal with that without a lot of trouble. He's getting his lair. It might kill a couple overlords, but it's just not going to be enough. And it looks like he's targeting down that Zealot. Now he's on top of one of the cannons. He can finish off one gateway, probably both gateways, and just needs to target fire down probes, or maybe even, oh, he's actually got lings on top of the second cannon. The Marine not coming up with the best drills that he needs right now in that last cannon. It falls, and now the probes are just going to insta-die, and GG Artanis with a quick win after the Marine's failed cheese attempt. And the Marine's saying he's going to kill Ice, but I think that it actually does work. I'm pretty darn sure you can get that walled off with a pylon. I know I've seen reverse SimCity games on here that have worked, and I don't think it was necessarily Forging Gateway. I'm pretty sure I've seen it work. Don't quote me, but... So here we go into Game 4 on Ground 0. Will be Artanis versus question. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner is our green Protoss. We have, it's going to be SGS Ice Draco
And in the bottom left-hand corner as our white Zerg, we have the winner of last game, Artanis XP. So, Artanis is quite strong, as we've talked about, and Ice Draco, also a strong player. During the season, he actually was able to reach C- last I Cup season. I don't know if he was holding it, but he has definitely improved a lot. He was D+ at the start of the season, but has been playing quite a bit and improved. And I'm actually really curious to watch this guy, watch Ice Draco a little bit more, because he has numbers that are absolutely off the charts. Plays about 320 to 350 APM, and with EAPM is anywhere from 160 to 180. So I'm really curious to see if we just have absolute rock-solid mechanics, or if he just has some way of spamming that is somehow really EAPM conductive. But with those kind of numbers, you certainly expect some good multitasking and mechanics to be going on, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And if it is the case, I would expect he's a little bit more of the kind of player that has really good macro and stuff, but just doesn't have that good of game sense and decision making. Or, like I said, maybe he just spams a lot and somehow has an EAPM way of spamming. Be lots of 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A or something. But regardless, both players are strong, so this should be a pretty decent PvZ game. Of course, the Overlord for Artanis just headed in the correct direction. And we are going to see a 12 hatch. So Ice Drago will be able to get away with going Nexus after his Forge. Of course, this is a rough map for walling off, just a huge choke. I mean, Forge and then a Gateway goes here, and then you've got like a 4 or 5 probe space. Almost certainly, if there was potential blinks, you'd need to throw down the core and start to narrow the wall that way. And yep, sees it and goes ahead and throws up the Nexus. Oh, the probe is able to slip past the drone. And so able to get a good look at the main. Can see the pool timing has not seen any gas yet. And there we go, we can see the gateway going up as well, and a cannon. It'll be interesting to see how many Lings make. Ling run-bys have been really popular on this map, given the openness of that choke. We've seen it against Terrans and Protoss. In fact, we've seen Bisu lose a game on this map that way, in fact. Tried to get away with one cannon without blocking it off, and a bunch of speedlings ran in, and that was that. So we've got a few Lings out right now, and what is being produced? Another set of Lings. And it looks like he's going to stop at 4 Lings. No, that's a bit unfortunate. 4 Lings, probably not enough to kill that cannon. Although if he came in from the high side and ran down, it's actually possible he could kill this. I actually won't rule that out at this point. Although he's leaving some to chase the probe, so yeah. Just going to send a few to the front. Not going to worry about dealing with that at all. See, the gas is up. We should have a core. Where's the core? Cyber core? Cyber core? There we go. There we go. And the probe is still cruising around in the main base, just doing its thing. Oh, and we have a 3rd hatchery in the main from Artanis. And also, oh, okay. Maybe this is going to be 4 hatch Hydra? As I certainly feel like this drone is here to make a base. Was it going to be hidden? We're going to go up the ramp and hide it? Try to fake him into thinking 3 hatch Hydra so he builds a bunch of cannons that he doesn't need? Or not. Or the drone's just going to come back down to the low spot. And it looks like he has actually killed off the probe with Ice Draco, so... no, wait, there's no kills on either of these? Where'd the probe go? Maybe it died to a drone, is all I can think of. So a little sloppy there from Ice Draco to lose the probe. He's not going to get as much information as he would have liked to have had. We can see the lair. He may have not seen the lair start either, given that it's... when I clicked on it, it was only like a quarter started. And we can see the second cannon is now being added. Oh, and he's trying to slip another probe out, but Artana's doing a nice job with the link. Oh, does he have speed though? Looks like he does. So he'll be able to pick off this probe. He will not be able to do anything. Artanis needs to like run by it and just kill it. Run by it! Run by it! There we go. Okay. Or just hit it from behind. Poke it in the butt till it dies. Another probe is going to try to get out. Is it gonna get... Yes, I think it's going to escape the Zergling's vision. But it's not going to escape the Overlord's vision. Is he watching it? Is he watching it? Oh, he sees it. He sees it. And here comes some Zerglings to come back and kill it. And we actually have 4-hatch Spire. Okay, 5th hatch. No, yeah, 4-hatch Spire and Den. Interesting build here from Artanis. I'm not too familiar with it. Usually when you see 4-hatch, it's 4-hatch draw, 4-hatch with... Unless the Spire is just to deal with Corsairs. Incidentally, Corsairs that aren't coming. Which could be problematic if he goes Muta. Citadel just finishing up. He can have Archons out, but he will need to add cannons to defend this. Few drones being transferred, and oh, that's just Kakaru. Right, that is a lot of drones being transferred. No Hydra upgrades started as of yet. And now we just have to wait and see if he holds Larva and makes Muta, or if we're just going to see potential for, like, Scourge. There's a Stargate, so this is a weird build. This is Citadel before Stargate with leg speed and +1. So it's sort of a +1 attack done with really fast leg speed. I mean, usually you get the Citadel right after the Stargate. There are some builds that go Citadel first, but usually you just cut on the Stargate so you can get more Zealots out, not to get leg speed out really, really fast. And there's actually a 5th hatchery now. So this is kind of a strange way of doing it. I mean, he's gotten to 5 hatcheries and Aspire and stuff, but just not in the typical way. 2 drones actually sitting idle there at his 3rd base. He went 3-hatch, 2 base, like he was going to play a 3-hatch Muta kind of thing. Then he took his 3rd base, and then he added another hatchery in the natural. So the downside here is this 3rd base has no SimCity. Now he might add a 6-hatch and might SimCity it that way, as 6-hatch is probably the more common build these days. Oh, whoa, 3 Zealots here with speed, but the Muta are out now. So now it's just a matter of can we pick off any drones or not. There's no ground here, so the Zealots will go straight for the drones. And I see 1 is dead, 2 are dead. Can he get a 3rd? He's running way around. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. Maybe trying to split them up. I'm not really sure what's going on. 1 Zealot is down. He's not getting a lot of drone kills. He's doing a lot of running around and not a lot of killing. 3 drones. 4 drones. Okay, now these Zealots are starting to do a nice job. Make that 5 drones. Artanis making no effort to run or drill or do anything. He's just letting his drones sit here and eat this, which is not necessary. The Zealot kind of bugs out there. And at the same time, Muta trying to fly around the main, but there are 2 cannons up and the Corsairs are out. So Muta Harass is 100% shut down, and Arca has added, not Arca, Ice Draco has added a few cannons here as well. Let's see if we click on his archives. No Storm yet. Is he making Templar? Yes, he is. Presumably going to throw down an Archon. Oh man, if only the Zealots went to this base though, that would have been annoying. Probably couldn't have... Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, stuff just got interesting now. He's taking a... He's going 4 base, but he's got absolutely no SimCity at all. Oh, the Zealot needs to go up. Go up and check for it! He's going to try to get a drone kill. Won't happen. Me just shutting that down without any difficulty. And it looks like, there we go. We should see gates being added here quite soon from Ice Draco. He has made that Archon, which is his Muta defense, along with a few cannons. Although if Artanis' Muta micro is good, he can still do a lot of damage. Archon's... What? Misclick? I'd say it's even better to kill that cannon rather than kill your gateway. So still on 2 gateways. Is this a third? No, that's just a pylon actually. Whoa, we got a little bit of an attack at the front, but there's an Archon there. We'll see, does he have the Meta Micro? Does he have the Meta Comfort to challenge it? Oh, he's going to go for the Forge. No, you can't camp the Forge, but there's way too many. Oh, there's the Corsairs, yes, so never mind. Meta are not threat at all. I forgot the Corsairs were around. Well, a pretty good job scourging those Corsairs. Funneling there, patrolling the Archon, decides not to kill it off. Merciful Archon today. And meanwhile, we see Hydra production and Lurkers getting started for Artanis. As well as... oh, no upgrades yet, actually. And there we go. Now we see Ice Draco going out to 5 gateways. And the Meta here are trying to pick off the isolated Corsairs, and I don't know, is the engagement good enough? I don't know why the Zealots are coming over here, so a little bit of a miscontrol by Ice Draco, but now meeting up with the rest of his Corsairs, and as well as the Archon. Actually, a lot of cute Zealots, by the way. There's a lot of cute Zealots. Wonder if we'll see that and cancel it. That is some really... But here we go, we're going to have a Corsair Archon speedlot push. Oh, but he's got to be careful not to use the Corsairs like this. He's fighting out of range of the Archon and kind of donating more Corsairs than is strictly necessary. The Meteor in a great position, and oh, a Storm is thrown down. Unfortunately, burns that Storm, which is not going to be... Of course, this is not going to be at all effective against a Hydra Lurk army without any Storms, so it's going to be too many Zerg units to handle. And we can see Artanis moving back. And has he started to sim up over here? No, actually, this base is still so vulnerable. Like, once Ice Draco is aware of it and starts to get out Dragoons and whatnot, he should be to bust that and put some serious pressure on it. Transferring some drones over to that main. Has not really droned at it, only just now starting to drone at it, though. And if we look here at the supplies, we see Protoss is a little bit ahead, which is pretty typical and expected. The Robo going down now, having seen the Lurkers. And, oh, DT gets in there, gets like 4 or 5 kills. Actually gets 7 kills, but there are now Lurkers burrowed. And it looks like Artanis actually has burrow for his drones too. Yep, which are now burrowed. Now just going to have to wait on... that's not an Overlord. See a speed? Oh god, they're still slow. If only he still had those Corsairs, he could easily kill this base off. And at the same time, we've got a counterattack / contain setup attack heading out right now to the front of Ice Draco. Oh, Lurker's burrowing. Lurker's burrowing, gotta run away now. Oh, don't clump against him. Oh no, and they're getting pinned up against the Lurkers. But there are a lot of Zealots here right now who are eating a lot of Lurkers. And yeah, that is a very big Zealot army. Gonna go try and take his 3rd base. And the question is, can Artanis go deny that 3rd base? And it looks like, is he even going to try? I mean, Ice Draco is moving kind of out of position to defend this. I'm not sure where his army is headed right now. I mean, that 3rd is not safe yet, but at the same time, Artanis doesn't seem to be aware of this. There we go. Now I'm brewing. He's going to move straight toward it. Oh, he's getting back into position at just the perfect time. Can he get some Lurkers up on that ramp? Pretty good block by the Goons. Oh, great Storm, though. Massively clumped Lurkers, which is never something you want to do. You've got to keep them spread at all times. But he's going to continue to try and get up this ramp. It's a question of, do the cannons finish? If they do, he can easily take care of these Lurkers. He's trying to run all the way by. Actually, once they... oh, are those even cannons? No, those are all pylons. Oh, shit. Alright, so we've got a bunch of invisible Lurkers. So now it's a question of ops timing. And there's not one making. So, nice move there. Even though he did lose 3 or 4 Lurkers, I'd still say that was worth it to shut down that 3rd base. And we can see these supplies are very equal now, so Artanis is getting himself into a fantastic position at this point in time. Two Corsairs are randomly over here. I don't know where they came from, but chasing around an Overlord. And Ice Draco, to me, seems a little bit lost. Where also is his army? he has almost nothing. I don't really understand at this point what is going on. And this is going to be a really, really scary situation here for Ice Draco, as he is denied big time on this third base. He is going up to, I think, more gateways than he needs. That's 9 gateways on 2 base, which isn't really supportable. And is getting very, very, very near mined out. And Artanis is just in a couldn't be happier position. I'd like to see a little more SimCity, but aside from that, he's in a good spot. I mean, he is about to take the supply lane, I believe, from Ice Draco. Oh, Ice Draco's going to try and take a third down here, which I think will work out. Although this is a gasless third, so not the greatest of thirds to take, or not as nice of a third to take. So it really doesn't give you the gas you need to be able to make a bunch of goons and Templar for a strong mid-game force, and certainly not the gas you want to get Reavers and such later on for defense. By the way, where's the obs? There's the obby! There's the obby. Alright, so Artanis moving around with his army. It's very Hydra based right now. There's no lurkers with this. I mean, see, this kind of just looks like he's going up and down between the bases, but he's got a very good idea right now because of his overlord position of where this army is. And of course, now with that many gateways, Arca is starting to expand quite a bit in supply, although Artanis is right there with him, and of course working off 4 bases. And it won't be too long before he starts to mine out here. These minerals are down to very, very low mineral counts at this point in time. And of course the natural is getting pretty low mined as well. Are there Templar with this army though? Okay, there's actually just 1 Templar, which makes me a little scared, and there's a big time flank coming in here, maybe with 1 Money Storm. I mean, it is a lot of units from Protoss, and oh, Artanis is kind of missing the mark. Oh my god, that is a very good storm dodge there from Artanis. Takes nothing. A second storm going down, but the attack from Artanis is just a little bit miscoordinated. Things are streaming in at slightly off times. There we go, now a bunch of Lings are coming in. Is there enough stuff here, though? This Goon Ball is pretty strong, and it's a very high Goon count. Those Lings are going to be very effective here in this battle. But it looks like the control from Artanis is just a little too sloppy, but he may still... Like, the flank was almost beautiful, but it was just miscoordinated. Like, 1 piece of it died before the other piece arrived. But I think with these incoming Lings, he might clean this up, although there is Protoss reinforcements now. Zealots and his Templar streaming across the map. Nice Goon control here from Ice Draco as he continues to move back. And he is getting that third base up. A probe transfer on the way there right now. And these Goons are just going to back up into a nice little hole. And if we take a look at the supplies, we see that Artanis is actually down by about 12. Does this Templar come with a Storm equipped? Yes, he does. He's got 1 Storm. And now we got some Lurkers. The heavy hitters coming in, burrowing. Pretty good Storm, though, on all the Lurkers completely clumped. 1 actually dying to it. And at this point, Ice Draco absolutely needs to stop reinforcing, as Artanis is definitely stabilized. And is also cleaning up these Goons over here. Well, I think he's going to get the he'll clean them up at some point. Maybe not with this Hydra, but with 1 more Hydra. Whoa, Templar Wander's up there, too. So Artanis now opting to go kill us off at the same time. Oh, that's a probe. And here comes another little army. I'm a little worried about an army this little moving out. I mean, that is small and really vulnerable to this. And this is, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 6. Okay, it's just 6 hashes. And going to Hive. But usually when you go to Hive, you kind of turtle. Whoa, a lot of drones from Artanis. Actually, does that leave a potential window here for Ice Draco to get some damage done? I mean, that was a lot of drones he just popped. I mean, there are still a decent number of units out. But if we take a look at the upgrades, it is 3-0 against 1. So yeah, these Lings are not going to be good against this army, but it is very vulnerable to getting flanked, and it is very small. This Templar, does it have a Storm? Shoot it down! Oh, he's not paying attention to it. It might have a Storm on it. Yeah, and it's a huge one! That getting, oh my god, that's like 9 or 10 Hydra right there. Now the Lings are engaging, but these Zealots are going to be super effective. Okay, with Lurker support, the situation will not be as bad. And we can see Ice Draco being forced back away from this army of Artanis. And still with a pretty beefy army here. I really feel like Artanis should... Oh, he's got a lot of money banked. That's part of the problem. I was going to say, I feel like he should have a higher supply. I mean, he's beaten back several armies of Protoss and is just rolling on 4 base, no reason he shouldn't be starting to get a supply advantage in this game. Although, of course, Ice Draco is now mining out his main and getting close to mining out with his natural. And yeah, that's just... Oh, that is a big army from Ice Draco, and it's not that many units here from Artanis at the moment. I mean, he needs a fatal killing blow to deal with this. So I don't know why these overlays keep going away or not. And he's going to get up this one lurker here. And the army from Artanis right now is just not big enough, and the supply from Artanis is so low. There's so many minerals. He should just absolutely... Yeah, I was going to say he should have been on 9 or 10 hatches, and the truth is he's not. And a 6-hatching Zerg against Protoss with 9 gates is, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it's not the advantage he should have. And that's, well, now he spent a lot of his money on what though? Oh, okay, we've got ultras. This could be 6 or 7 ultras coming out, but do they have upgrades? He's getting speed. I hope he already got the armor. I hope he already got the chitinous plating. Because ultras without armor are going to be awfully squishy against Dragoons, and we can see that Ice Draco is now going to clear this out. I hope he actually clears these lings out. Or the second he goes to make a Nexus, it's just going to die. Oh, is he not going to clear him out? No! No! I think this Nexus is going to get cancelled. Oh, he pops up too soon, though! Too soon. Oh, he's going for the Templar snipe, and he gets it. That is the only thing that worries me about this army of Ice Draco, is this is like a who needs Templar kind of army. Alright, please tell me these ultras have the plating. Okay, I think they do. No, they don't. They don't! No! No! You never go speed. Why? Why speed first? They're going to be so squishy against these Dragoons. I mean, this army composition is not a good one to fight Ultra Ling, but... Wait, I hope there's Crackdown. But at the same time, these ultras are going to be so squishy. So squishy. See, supply still definitely favoring Ice Draco, and there's a shuttle here with nothing inside. Oh, one Hydra still being annoying, but finally gets that cleaned up. And now here comes the army coming out, and there's no Archons here. So it's just a question of how squishy exactly will these ultras be, and obviously the 2 armor still isn't enough for these lings to be absolutely dead. Oh, and he's leading with the lings. This is going to be a pretty bad engagement for Artanis. This is streaming in here headlong, not showing the best of control right now. And the ultras show up, but now it's just the ultras. And like I said, and I've said multiple times, squishy ultras at that, they will fall reasonably quickly to the goons. So can he crush through this army? This is a lot of money going into Artanis for this attack. Will there be reinforcements streaming? I don't know. The goons are just going to micro back against these ultras, probably catching Ice Draco off surprise, but they're just so squishy. They're dying so fast, and literally everyone dies as the upgrades just weren't there to be able to handle that battle. And now Artanis might be falling into a little bit of a hole as Ice Draco is securing a 4th base, and Artanis is stuck on 4, has not grabbed a 5th yet, and really doesn't have the production you'd like to see. I hope to God he's getting his armor. Yes, he's finally getting the chitinous plating now. And we should see in response a lot of Templar being added, but he just doesn't have the gas for it, which makes this a really good composition against this 2-gas Protoss, but it's not working out, which is kind of strange. And that is a light QD units, by the way. Okay, it's just like 1 gateway though. Yeah, we got a little click happy on. So you're going to see Artanis has amassed another large number of Ultralisks. And I really don't know. I hope he's going to switch out of Goons now. They've seen Ultra Ling. Goons are not that good against that. And it looks for the most part as if that's what he's doing. Needs to start forming some of those Archons to better fight against this. But we can see he's stuck at 3-0. Is he getting his next upgrade? Yeah, he is. Okay. But Artanis now at 2-1. How close is he to his 2-2? Where's that Evo chamber? Up here? No, so it is. Alright, so, okay, his Lings suddenly just got a lot more effective as they are no longer one-shotted. But there is a pretty decent supply disparity. Actually, wait! Artanis has taken the supply lead again now with these mass ultras and is really getting on top of his macro. Oh, man, I don't know. He's going to get this base shut down. He might get this base shut down because he's out of position, but at the same time, this is becoming a very formidable army. Now, with the good upgrades now, if he can just get the surround he needs to engage this really nicely, which is not what's happening right now, though. A lot of his army is going past, and it's just not that coordinated. And actually, for as much supplies he has, I don't really know where it is. Pretty good storms going down. And it looks like this army is just going to get absolutely beat down by Ice Draco. I'm not really sure why it's getting beat down so badly. I guess it's just the lack of flanks, and honestly, it didn't seem like there were that many units, but Artanis is throwing everything he has at it, but it's going to do nothing. I mean, these Ultras, just without support, are not very good against Dragoons. With the Cracklings there, and ideally with some Swarms, they can do a lot, but it looks like Artanis just isn't quite getting these attacks coordinated. I mean, this really isn't a very efficient army to fight this, but Ice Draco is sure making it look that way in this game. And here comes Artanis in with more Ultras. Does he have more Lings to flank from the other side? Not at the moment, no. And these goons are continuing to just win the fight, just crushing through every army that Artanis throws at him. I mean, he's just throwing away a bunch of supply. The supply is pretty low for Ice Draco too, but I don't know. He's coming in here to this base now. There's not a defense, and there's actually a DT that slipped in here now. Possibly going to start target firing down drones. Oh, God, will he notice this? I mean, the fighting is happening at this base, but he could very well be noticing the fighting. Oh, he hasn't seen the DT yet. 4 kills, 5 kills. Hatcher getting range down. Will he see 6 kills or more? No, is he going to slip into a different base? Whoa, a storm getting off on those drones, too. I heard an Overlord loading up somewhere. And so all these drones are the natural getting decimated during this fight, and stuff pouring in through the Nidus Canal as well. But I just don't know if there's enough units. This really shouldn't be unstoppable, but it's appearing to be that way right now. Where is Artanis? Where are his units? Where are the flanks? None of this seems to be there right now. I mean, it is only goons. This can get cleaned up, but it's not at the moment. And if the Nidus goes down, that's not going to be very fun to deal with either. Some more Lings arriving. One goon goes down. Will it be enough to get this off of his front doorstep? I don't know. No, Artanis just says GG, as he's down to 55 supply. So that definitely a strange game. You know, Ice Draco not really making a strong composition against that, but just through massive units gets it done. I'm really surprised that happened. I mean, Artanis was in a great spot and somehow just never really materialized the army you would expect and didn't have the attack coordination you'd want. And loses that game to Ice Draco. So we go into Game 5 on Sniper Ridge. Let's put Stealth Bunnies up 2-1. So spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as our red Protoss, we have SGS Ice Draco, and in the top right-hand corner is our brown Zerg. We have from TAKK, Green Elf. The pleasantries being exchanged. Unfortunately, in this matchup, I think Green Elf is going to find himself in a bit of trouble, as Green Elf is a low D rank player, and obviously Ice Draco just hit C-, so this is going to be an uphill fight for Green Elf, although I will say I have played a decent number of games with him, and if he's left alone, most of the time his early and mid game is actually really good. Like, there have been games where we'll go into the mid game, and when I'm getting my third base and moving out, they'll be like sitting there only 10 to 20 supply behind me, which is what you'd expect from a Zerg. But what usually happens is once the fighting starts, he'll be totally on top of it. Once stuff starts happening, all of a sudden he'll bank like an instant 3K and just not have reinforcements, and it kind of peters out. So it seems like when I play him, the biggest issue with his macro is just like he can macro if he's left by himself, but once stuff happens, it suffers really bad. So here comes a drone. I don't know where it's headed. 9 drone scout, I guess. Looks that way. This is an overpool. Yeah, okay, overpool. This is an overpool from Green Elf, so actually, cross map on this, I should know better, but I actually don't off the top of my head. I think he could probably get away with Forge Nexus since it's cross map, but we'll see what he does here. Or if he'll even scout it in time. Which he will, yeah, he'll definitely be there. He's going to do the double scout, which I really like doing, as it allows you to cancel cannons if the Zerg is full hatching, and you don't have to get behind from that. Yeah, you lose a little mining time from sending out 2 probes, but still a better investment than having to make extra cannons way sooner than you want to. So obviously this probe is going to find nothing, and this probe is going to find jackpot. And it looks like he might be looking to Nexus anyway. Actually, on Fighting Spirit, if you've got the in the wall positions, if you've got top left or bottom left and top right, you can actually scout cross map, and if it's overpool, you can actually go next before forge. Like you can just go direct cross map scout, and if the Zerg is doing overpool or obviously 12 hatch, you can just next before forge and actually get away with it. Because in the wall is Imbus is going to make. He's not going to try for Nexus first. I think he could have gotten away with it, but either way, this is the standard cannon next gateway. Adding a second cannon if necessary, depending on links produced and such things. And we'll just have to see. Should be able to just keep his scouting probe alive here. Green Elf so far has only made a pair of links, and I think that might be all we see for now. Getting his gateway up, taking his gas, looking very typical. Gateway done, should see the core go up any second now. Cybercore maybe? Or maybe not. Probe's going on gas. Where is the cyber core? Maybe he doesn't want to make it the natural, waiting for the pylon. Yeah, I guess waiting for the pylon to be done the main. You see Green Elf taking a third hatch over here, which I guess makes sense. Oh, actually both have gas. I don't actually know anything about it. Taking the third hatch there as opposed to taking it here. I feel like this one is a lot closer and probably easier to defend, but either way, this is the one that Green Elf has opted for. So we will probably be seeing some aggression from Green Elf, as this doesn't really lend itself to a big sprawling macro build because there isn't another gas behind it you can take. And we actually see a fourth hatchery going down right now. Very fast fourth hatchery, I might add. 18 supply fourth hatchery. That may have been drone cut to get it that fast. And throwing up his first gas as well after 4 hatches. So this is 4 hatch before gas. This will probably be 4 hatch before gas 5 or Hydra aggression. So we will see how well Ice Draco can deal with that. See his Stargate is on the way. And a bunch of drones continuing to pop for Green Elf. Gas will be finished right now. There we go. Drones going to mine some of it. And second gas being taken here. Pretty typical timing. A little bit after Stargate. So I think we're going to see DT. I don't see +1, so that would be my suspicion. Are we getting +1 air weapons? The answer is no. Green have actually started to get a little too much money right now. I wonder if he's going to throw up a fifth hatch or if he's just behind on his macro. I'm not sure. I see a drone wanting to build something. Is it a Hydra Den? I think it might be. He's getting his lair. Or is it a second gas? Second gas? Second gas? Okay. Second gas, no sign of a fifth hatchery so far. And 2 random zealots have walked up here. Oh, it's going to be pretty obnoxious. Alright, he needs to make lings. Make more lings to get rid of these 2. He's going to have to run the drones away for a little bit. More obnoxious than everything, but it will be a nice tell. We'll get some scouting information from that, as he has lots of throw. Oh no! 1 drone goes down for no reason, and it might get 2. Oh god, he didn't. I don't think he quite clicked the minerals. 2 more drones need to get out of there immediately. No! He's taking big losses. Okay, he does get that out. Now we got to produce some lings to get rid of this. We can see the lair is almost done over here. There's a drone that looks like it wants to build something, possibly a hatchery. Just gotta keep running these drones. Just gotta keep running them. Drill a little bit, run. Is it gonna be 4 kills? Oh god, it might. I haven't seen dead blood yet. Oh, he's trying to drill. Yeah, he's got 4 kills now. Going for a 5th kill. It really should not be getting quite this many kills, but it looks like Green Elf is gonna go 6 kills. Oh, this is gonna hurt Green Elf's economy so badly. Unfortunately, just not seeing this in time. Trying to get a 7th, and he does get it. This is way too many kills. 8 kills? 8 kills on 2 Zealots. So economically a disaster for Green Elf. Huge damage being dealt right now by Ice Draco. And finally cleaned up, but really just not the control or decision making Green Elf needed at all. You don't sit there and try to man up and fight 2 Zealots in your drone line. It just doesn't work. You just run and wait for lings, which is not what he did there. So Green Elf's economy is obviously going to be very hurt, and now I don't know why he's streaming random Zealots. Maybe he's hoping that Green Elf will think, well, he sent 2, so he's not possibly going to send more. Same time, we do see an immediate storm and a TT on the way, as well as a Corsair. And this base is what we call, oh god, it needs an Overlord! It needs an Overlord, please send an Overlord there. So vulnerable. So vulnerable. Oh, random Zealots coming in here. Actually, I have speed now. And more drones are going down. And so far, I hate to say it, but Green Elf is getting just picked apart. I mean, that is already like 10 or 11 drone kills. And actually now it's going to start to attack the hatchery, which will just be softened up for when the DT comes later, as there's not an Overlord being made in that location. And now that DT is out. And I suspect we'll go to that location. There is no Spire. I don't know why he got the lair. Fast Overlord speed. You don't really need that, though, with Hydra. I mean, I guess if you want to be aggressive, you do kind of need it. It makes it a lot easier to get your Overlords down there and not get picked off by Corsairs, but... Ice Drago! Your Corsair, man! Your Corsair! No! Suicide's the Sair. Don't send the DT there. Send it to the... I guess he figures the Zealots are actually going to kill... Oh, okay, now we go. It's changing route. And back here he is adding his Robo, and he is adding 3 more gateways, so the total of 4. And unfortunately, this hatch is going to die to 2 Zealots. I don't know what is going on. Why is this happening? There was 2 Zealots. Okay. So 4 Zealots have killed 10 drones and a hatchery when he had all of this. So Green Elf is in what we call a bad spot. Supply doesn't entirely show it yet. But that's in part because Green Elf is making a bunch of early Hydras, but once these gateways start to kick in, Ice Drago is going to jump up and, oh, that DT is going to have a short-lived life. Running into a pack of Hydra with an Overlord. Overlord speed is done. So here comes cannons being added. He actually does need to add these cannons. Maybe Green Elf can do damage here at the front. With only 2 cannons and a storm, or not a storm, rather, he may be able to do some damage here. If he could do some damage to Protoss, he could even this game back out. All of these cannons are now morphing in. So, actually, I guess won't be able to do damage. 6 cannons, plus by the time he gets there now, there will be storms on at least one of these Templar. Yeah, there'll be storms on one, which just won't be breakable. And it's, yeah, up to 6 gateways. And at this point, that's pretty much what you can do. You can just put on big aggression, and it creates this problem for Zerg where... Oh, he's trying to run in there and bust this. This is really, really, really bad decision-making from Green Elf. I don't know what he's doing. A nice storm on the back of the Hydra, storm on everything, just obliterated, and runs in again. Terrible decision-making. I really don't know what possessed him to do that. You see 6 cannons, you see Templar, you don't run in there with your Hydras. If you're a Zerg player, please, please don't do that. Like, unless you know there's no High Templar, like, even if you don't see High Templar at the front, it's so risky. If you run in there to bust the cannons, and then there's High Templar in the back, and then all of a sudden you're in a choke and you get stormed, that's how you can lose a game you're in, like, complete control of. You just, it's never, almost never worth it to, like, try to bust with Hydra like that against potential storms, and we see the results of that as now Green Elf at 48 supply, and all of a sudden double supply for Ice Draco, as that was at least 15 supply, 20 supply that Green Elf just suicided into the natural of Ice Draco. And now the problem for Green Elf, especially having lost that much, is honestly at this point Ice Draco can just kind of go mass units, and the only way Ice Draco can deal with that is to make more Hydra to live and keep defending, but that makes it really difficult for Ice Draco to ever get control of a fourth base because he's just busy fighting Protoss and making Hydra, and he doesn't really have the hatcheries and resources to drone up, especially actually the fact he's on 3 base. It just doesn't even have the resources to deal with Protoss. But like against the 4-hatch Hydra build, you can just kind of keep making stuff and smartly engaging, and then it really makes it tough for Zerg to secure another base because they're just constantly having to fight you and make Hydra. And we see a shuttle is out. A DT drop. There's a third DT because then it's a DT and 2 High Templar drop. I don't know why he's going that way though. I don't feel like. Well, I guess he could storm the Nat drones and then go attack the main. And I don't like the Green Elf. He's just kind of. I guess he's worried about Protoss' counterattack, but he's just kind of sitting here, doing nothing. He's not attempting to secure more bases, and that's just not going to work. He is re-adding a 4th hatchery, but it's 2 base now. Here we go. Shuttle, storm! Oh, wow. That sucks. Alright, so he lost the shuttle and 2 High Templar and 2 DTs to kill 2 drones. That was what we call not worth it. And Muta now out for Green Elves. Although it's a bit late for 3-hatch Muta. There are Corsairs on the map and other stuff to deal with this. We see a DT coming here. No Overlord with these Muta though, so it's going to slip on by unnoticed. And actually, it looks like his 3rd will get shut down, so that's going to be a slight annoyment to Ice Draco. But there are Corsairs and other things. This number of Muta is not a threat at all. Wait. Okay, the 3rd base won't get shut down, as Green Elf is going to go counter the main base. And obviously, Ice Draco pulling back to deal with this. And here come all the Corsairs, which really shouldn't be. Actually, this is enough Muta that 3 Corsairs can die to this, and he is targeting down the cannon first. I don't know about. Ice Draco needs to get over here with units, so these Muta are actually going to do a little bit of damage, as the Corsair count is not enough. It shouldn't be doing that much damage. Is it going to be enough? The Muta are slowly getting chipped away at. Oh, but there's the storm, and no dodge. All of them go down. Does kill about 4 of his own probes in the process, but at the same time, across the map, coming in here, is he going to have good control of this? He needs to wait for his Templar to catch up, and that's a decent number of Hydra, and yeah, it's a beefy number of Zealots, but should probably wait for his High Templar, but he's going for it anyway. I think, his army's going to be dead before the High Templar get there. This is a poorly coordinated attack here from Ice Draco, as Green Elf actually runs over that a little bit. Loses 6 or 7 Zealots for almost no Hydra kills. I mean, the supply for Ice Draco is still way ahead, so he's not that worried. I mean, he's getting the 3rd base up. I'd like to see him cannon it up, but here comes Green Elf pushing out around the map again. Wait, does he have? Oh, there. Okay, there's his High Templar. Now trying to get his army together and find a good spot to engage these Hydras. In the middle of the choke is a pretty good spot, coming up on top of the ridge. Still, these Zealots are kind of by themselves. There we go, now pulling them back. Just needs a matter of getting everything together. Now the storms are going to be the problem. Can Green Elf deal with them? He's got a decent number of Hydra. A pretty good storm right there, although he wasted 2 in the same spot, so not really all that great when you think about it. And, is it enough Zealots? I think it's just enough Zealots to punch through all these Hydras. And he's actually not going to lose the Templar, which is really nice for him. And he's going to get third up, actually going to morph 1 into an Archon as his Zealots finish taking care of all of these Hydra. And actually, Green Elf is doing a decent job back at home, sitting on top of his macro, but like I said, this is where you get into the situation where you can't get another base, because all your money has to go into Hydra. I mean, you have to make these Hydra to not die, and you don't have any map control or even resources to grab another base. And Ice Draco just keeps putting on the aggression over and over. I mean, Zerg is cleaning up the armies, but every time he does, the supply is lower and lower, and Protoss has more and more gateways, and the next army is bigger, and then eventually it all comes crashing down. Which I fear probably the attack after this is what we'll end up seeing. Everything will just die. And, does he really want to take that on? I'm not sure if he actually does. That might be a little too much to try to take on. Backing right away. Oh, is he gonna snap the Templar? Templar! Oh, he should have thrown down a storm, but isn't quite able to react quick enough to do so. See, Ice Draco right now is working off 9 gateways, and he does have the third up, is taking the gas there. And honestly, at this point, he can probably grab a 4th pretty soon here. I'd like to see him add a few goons to this mixture, because having a few goons in there is nice, but it looks like he wants to go pure Zealot Templar against this. And this is a lot of Hydras, and Ice Draco is a bit out of position. Definitely enough Hydras to kill 4 cannons. His army needs to get back into position as Green Elf charges in here. I don't know how he missed this, and there's no Templar defending. That is a cardinal sin of playing Protoss. You leave Templar at your expansion so they don't die, and these cannons are going to go down instantly. More Hydra reinforcing. I think the army can get there in time, though. If Green Elf can actually deny this base, though, that would be huge for him, as that would get him into a mind-out situation, but it looks like he's not going to be able to get it. A bunch of Zealots arriving. The storms are going to be huge when they go off, I suspect, because he's so clumped, but actually these units are trickling in a really bad formation. If he came in with the Hydra, though, if he came in with the Hydra from the other side and picked off the Templar, there we go. A storm does go down. He's not doing that, so he's not going to get the Nexus. It's just going to be kind of obnoxious for Protoss. It doesn't do all that much damage when you think about it, just some cannons and 5 or 6 Zealots. And again, Green Elf left with nothing. It is now 110 to 40 supply. So the situation for Green Elf getting pretty out of control. Ice Draco can and does transfer those probes right back. And finally, there we go, we do have some goons being started, and Ice Draco now, having defended that attack, knowing he has complete map control, grabbing that 4th base. We'll need to remake cannons at the 3rd, obviously. And actually, it does look like Ice Draco has gotten Amulet for the Templar, so they do have 3 storms apiece now at max energy. And yeah, I mean, at this point, that's all Green Elf can do. He's just trying to make Hydra, but he just doesn't have enough, really, to get any serious damage. Why are there not Templar at your expos, though, man? I can't help but think if Green Elf was a better Zerg, this would be creating nightmares for you. But it looks like Green Elf is going to move out again. Although this time the army from Ice Draco is truly becoming a scary one, starting to become that ball. There's 4 Templar with a bunch of storms. There's a lot of Zealots. There's Dragoons. I mean, it's just not going to be that bad. I mean, there's as many Protoss units, I think, as there are Hydra. And, I mean, Hydra are good in mass, but in mass usually means there's 3 times as many Hydra as there are Protoss units. And it looks like Green Elf is going to know he's going to try to go around again, and Ice Draco is not doing a very good job of spotting these attacks. Oh, the shuttle! What? Okay. Okay. The shuttle runs into 20 Hydra, but goes, oh, the Nexus is finishing. He could probably snipe it, but I don't know how much it necessarily means. Oh, these are so clumped, though. These are so clumped Hydras. Spread them out or something. He's going to go for the Nexus. He's going to go for it, and he is definitely targeting it down now, moving in a lot of Hydras. But here comes Protoss in from the other side. The Nexus should start burning any second now. He's taking some to fight the Zealots, and some to... Oh, he's not going to target fire down the Nexus. He's going to engage the Protoss army in its entirety. I don't know if this is the ideal decision to make. The Templars can't get in there to storm, but the Zealots are just fighting it up, just tearing right through. Now Goon's coming in to reinforce. Another storm goes down. He will save this Nexus yet again. I don't know why Green Elf didn't kill that. I'm not sure it really makes a difference, but absolutely could have killed that, and I made that a wasted investment. Ice Draco queuing up a bunch of probes there. Do look at Ice Draco is at 3-0. He stays with his upgrade. Finally, we see Lurkers, although this time Green Elf is now at 35 supply. But it's kind of a little too late, to be honest. Is there an obs with... Okay, there's an obs with this army. The other thing that surprised me that Ice Draco doesn't do is he doesn't throw down a second forge to get those armor upgrades, because, like, I mean, Hydra is kind of a deal, but once you get to, like, Zerglings and Cracklings, like, if they're on, like, 3 attack and you're on 1 armor, they're doing so much damage per hit compared to what you would be if you had maxed armor that your army can really start to melt, especially your Zealot meat shields. And I have a feeling... Oh, and Green Elf actually just GG's. Deciding that that army is not killable for him, so Stealth Bunnies goes up 3-1. So we go into Game 6 on Circuit Breakers. So, spawning in the top left-hand position as our yellow Terran, we have Legendary. And in the bottom right-hand position as our red Protoss, we have SGS Ice Draco, who is on a 2-kill streak trying to make it 3. So now the only question is, can he get it done and seal the deal for Team Stealth Bunnies? And Legendary is a player, he started out actually as was a Zerg, and I guess has decided to play Terran in this league, or has switched to Terran, I'm not sure which, but he was a pretty decent Zerg, another one of those guys that could touch C-. I don't know how his Terran is though, I really don't know what to expect from Legendary as Terran. And of course, we've seen Ice Drago's PvP, or PvZ. It doesn't seem terrible. There's a few things here and there that could be done better. The biggest one that worried me was his lack of defense at expansions with High Templar. But aside from that, and in both games he never really transitioned. Well, I guess the game, it's hard to judge because he didn't transition in the game against Artanis to a more Hive army better suited to deal with Hive. But at the same time, he only had 2 gases, so he's kind of crimped. And against Green Elf, he didn't really need to because Green Elf was just stuck on Lair Tech. Of course, we see the Barracks going up Legendary, and Gateway and Gas from Ice Draco, so nobody is going to go anything crazy on us, and we will just have to wait and see what builds are going to unfold before our eyes. Yeah, I mean, this is my first time getting a look at Legendary's Terran, so I absolutely have no idea of his strengths or weaknesses, or what I expect to see. I mean, for all we know, he could play at low D level, or he could be playing at a solid D+ level. I'd be surprised if he's playing at anything better than the level of a Zerg, though. Especially given this is TVP, which tends to be the most difficult matchup for Terrans out there worldwide. So here comes the scouting probe. Oh, it's Rack CC. Alright. So we've got Econ build from Legendary. Probe gonna do a little thought about doing a little thinks about it. Decides to go ahead and harass the CC, or decides not to harass the CC building, or the SCV building the CC. There we go. Talk about getting tripped up on CCs and SCVs and letters and whatnot. And we've got a harass zealot here. We've actually got 2 harass zealots. So these are harass zealots before core. Oh, so that's a nice choice. It's going to be pretty annoying. And unfortunately there's no SimCity set up right now. Usually when you do this, it's pretty important to SimCity here at the natural, but he does not have that. So these zealots are going to be very scary. There's really no efficient places to run his Marines. He's probably going to end up having to drill with SCVs and defend really, really well to deal with this. Especially since this is, like I said, this is Zealot before core, so this is very fast Zealot. Already there, there's only 1 Marine out. There's, okay, a second one just popping out. It'd be so hard to deal with. See, the bunker's going down, but at the same time, the Zealots will probably just run past it, and this is why usually SimCity, oh, he's pulling these out, there we go. Now switching it into drill mode, which is absolutely what he needed to do. And the Zealot somehow getting on top, but somehow losing its ability to be on top of the Marines, and actually, wow. Wow, impressive so far from Legendary. Good defense. Showing no trouble. Now he has the bunker up. Can Garrison... Whoa. Oh, don't stay and fight that Zealot. There we go. Now 3 Marines in the bunker, and the aggression should be quite easily thwarted. And now switching into a second gate with core. Range just now starting now, so it'll be a while before I can actually range that bunker. And we should be seeing a factory quite soon here. Yeah, he's just getting that gassing. Oh, he's only mining from with 1 gas? Oh no, I hope that was pulled. That is... Okay, this factory is delayed. This factory is very delayed as he's mining with only 1 gas. Really needs more guys on gas. When you do this build, you're already kind of behind on your gas, and put more guys on it! And at the same time, Zealot's trying to run by. Can he block at the ramp? Not quite! Alright, 4 Marines are going to come out and have to deal with 2 Zealots running around. I'm not sure how weakened they are. They're both softened, but one of them is actually taking hull damage now, so we'll see how his legendary is splitting, how is his micro. Can he deal with this well enough, and has he put guys back on gas? No, it's still 1 guy on... Wait. Why does he have so much... Oh, I'm clicking on Protoss. There we go. Yeah, Leg is going to be very, very gas-starved, and that might come back to bite him, as this is going to slow down his tank or his siege or 1 and 2, and okay, going to deal with this no problem now with 5 Marines. Let's see if he pulls back Marines, or he can just man up and time it just right. Also, for some reason, Leg has nothing mining. Nothing mining in the main! A little too transfer happy, I guess. I mean, you know, 1 base all the way Terran kind of thing going on right now. Garrisoning of the bunker. Whoa, what do we have here? Oh, we're going to have elevator. Elevator! I assume elevator. And a gate. Whoa, what? I don't even know what this is. Like, I feel like it was going to be elevator. But why is there a gateway there? That I don't know. I'm worried for Leg, though. He doesn't even have enough... Well, he barely has enough gas to get a machine shop. And he's... Okay, he's finally added more guys to gas, but this is probably going to prove to be disastrous. That was 1 guy in gas for a long time. He just never realized that he hadn't put guys on gas. So the robo is done. I suspect we'll see a shuttle started immediately. There we go. These goons probably need to come up. I don't know why they're back at his natural. There we go. If he's going to elevator, he needs to get him up. I mean, I guess it could be Proxy Reaver too, but... Actually, it is Proxy Reaver. Alright, that's an interesting choice. Although, Reaver's pretty strong against Rex CC. And with the late factory tech, this is going to be very, very difficult indeed for a Legendary to hold. As he hasn't even started a tank yet. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is going to be scary as heck. 1 tank will probably be out to defend that Reaper. One single tank. I don't know if he can actually get a second one out. And the gateway, okay, that explains the gateway. It's to build Zealots to load into the shuttle. I don't know why the goons aren't up here, though. The goons could be pressuring his bunker this whole time and forcing repair and cutting into his minerals, but the moment that is not happening, he might get 2 tanks out. But still, that is danger territory. There's no danger of vultures, man. It's Rex CC. There we go. Finally, the goons move out. Maybe just trying to deny scouting. I don't know. And 1 goon being moved slowly into position. He should have range done. There we go. It's in position now. We'll start to shoot here in just a sec. As we wait on the Reaver, now loading up the shuttle, half done. Okay, Reavers do take a long time to build. And a 3rd tank needs to get started. 3rd tank. He should have siege though, so he will be able to deal with this Dragoon. But the danger is if he stays sieged up, that tank is going to get insta-owned by the Reaver. It's going to die. 2 Zealots and a Reaver dropped right on top of it. Alright, so he's going to force that 1 Dragoon to scuttle on back a little bit. Oh, don't try to engage it. Don't try to engage it, or is he going to try to elevator? I'm very curious to see what he does. Okay, the Reaver's done. Let's see Ice Draco's Reaver Micro. Has potential to do a lot of damage, and I mean a lot of damage well controlled. I think he's going to go for SCV first. Alright, Leg should see it. Unsiege the tanks. Unsiege the tanks. He's got no, by the way, he's got no turrets in here, so this is really obnoxious. He's able to fly all over the main as much as he wants, go anywhere and everywhere. Or is he going to go straight for the tanks? Is he going to go straight for him? No, he's not. He's going to set the Reaver down. It's crawling. It's derping hard. It gets only 1 SCV. Oh, pick it up. Pick up the Reaver. Oh, the shuttle's straying so far from it, dropping his Zealot. I don't know why. He's trying to man up. You need to drop the Zealot, let the tank shoot, then fire with the Reaver. And he really needs to unseat that tank badly. Oh, there's a tank underneath the barracks. Oh, nice. Okay, I wish I knew the health of the Reaver. Let's click on the shuttle. These Zealots are just trying to man up and fight it. Once the tanks fire, he can then drop the Reaver and get off a shot, but he doesn't seem to want to do it. He's going to crawl slowly toward the natural. Oh, be careful of the turret! Okay. Okay, crisis averted. Oh, the Reaver's dropped, but in a vulnerable-ish position. The transfer is nice and quick, though, from Legendary. And the shuttle is gone. So that was pretty easily defended from Legendary. And not the most ideal control there from Ice Draco. I mean, he picked off 4 or 5 SCVs, but honestly, that's probably a win for Legendary. And we can see that, yeah, Ice Draco's behind in supply, and of course his Natural Nexus only just started. So Legendary is going to be rolling off an amazing eco. Comparatively, although it would be nice if he transferred some SCVs back. Legendary seems to have one command center, I don't know what to call it, itis, I guess, in that he only wants to mine from one at a time. We've seen the Natural empty, we've seen the main empty, now we've got the Natural empty again. And finally we have the equalizing SCV transfer. And another shuttle coming out. It's too late for Elevator to be effective, and there's also a complete... Whoa! Okay, so he defends the first Reaver, and then he's like, fuck this, I don't want to deal with any more Reavers. So we've got a complete turret wall coming up. The shuttle will do absolutely nothing. At least in terms of going, what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, we're okay. I was about to say that was like, okay, he's going to try an Elevator. It's not going to work, though. There's too many tanks, and B... Oh, free tank? Free tank? You want? No, you don't want. Or do you? No. Okay, there we go. Okay, so try to do it this way. So he will pick off this tank, no trouble. Kind of a nice gift there. But there's no opportunity to do anything aggressive with the shuttle. It's just going to probably be used later in push breaking, I guess. And he will make a few ops from it before Leg comes out and kills it off. And immediately going into double expand, which is an interesting choice. You can do that usually if you have the Reaver out, because a deterrent to the Terran, but without the Reaver now, if Leg wants to go timing push, which he might, I don't know. That's right, Hobbs dies instantly. He will probably have a nice window to do that. Only 2 gateways, a third is going down right now from Ice Draco. And we see 4 factors coming from Legendary, which doesn't necessarily tell us what he wants to do. He's getting an armory, so that points towards not being aggressive, but it's possible he could decide to do something even off that if he feels that Ice Draco is being overly greedy. And alright, now he's going to come over here and kill off this proxy robotics. Or is he? Nope, it's a fake proxy robotics kill. See, actually another gateway being added, so the gateway count continued to increase for Ice Draco. Alright, so Bulger's going to go ahead and rest. They're going to run by some goons, though. One will probably die en route. Oh no, they'll actually make it by. You see the shuttle that contains goons. A goon-carrying vehicle. And please tell me that, okay, there are goons back to defend, so this shouldn't do much. Might be able to slip past, but I think there's 2... Oh, okay. Okay, we've got 1 vulture. 1 kill. Can we get 2? Make it 2. 3. 3. 3. On a roll so far. Going for 4. Going for 4. Nothing happened. Just 3. Just 3 kills. For some reason this still isn't shut down. And actually, wait, he's adding 5 factories? Where's the CC? Oh, okay, he's got a CC. Okay. No need to panic. And Ice Draco is beginning to stabilize. His gateway count is a little bit behind. There might be an opportunity here for Legendary to go for a timing attack in spite of his CC at some point, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Vulture's laying some mines, but we quickly cleaned out by the front goons there from Ice Draco, and we do see, actually we don't see any tech yet, so it's just all 4 gateways, and no sign of a citadel yet. Does have a forge, is throwing up a cannon here, adding a pylon. See, Legendary is spinning his armor upgrade, getting his second armory on the way. And oh, are we going to see a bit of an attack here? Or are we just going to see to go to the bridges, siege, and try to pick off the goons for free? Should be stepping back from this now. He's going to try to pick off the one tank, and we'll get it. So, a little bit sloppier than could have been for Legendary. Really don't need to lose a tank in those kind of situations. And it looks like Legendary may be thinking about pushing, because where he's going right now is not a good direction to go to secure more bases. Like, coming across those ramps, unless he just wants to clear out vultures, so that, or clear out goons so that his vultures can move out and harass the map. Otherwise, there wouldn't be much reason for the tanks to be there. It would make a lot more sense to be setting up tanks over here, and then eventually over here to grab the 4th base. So now the mineral only up and running for Legendary. Vulture production can go sky through the roof. Or should I say sky? 5, 6. Yes, I can still count. And still hasn't seen the proxy robo, I don't think. Oh, okay, now he has. So we'll go over there, siege up, kill that off. And it looks like Ice Draco is heading for a 4th and is adding a lot more gateways. That'll bring him up to 9 gateways, 10 gateways. Leg speed is on the way. And some Vulture Rats here, but there are plenty of goons to defend. There's actually no cannons back here, but it doesn't really matter. 2 here. So quite safe from Vultures. And yeah, we do see he has moved back off away from the bridges. Let's take the tanks over here. Get rid of this Robo. And money's starting to get a bit high for Legendary. I hope he's got... Oh, man. Okay, we're going to have a big supply block. He needs to throw down like 2 factories ASAP. Maybe even 3. I mean, he's actually got enough money to throw down that anyway. But certainly needs to do something to keep his macro from skying up into the heavens. As he waits on this supply block. And here comes a little Vulture raid. Don't think it'll do much as there are goons as well as 2 cannons there to deal with it. Might be able to snipe off this pro though. Is he gonna get away? Is he gonna get away, or is it gonna start the Nexus? No, it's gonna try to hide. Hiding probe. Will you go check for it? Will you go check for it? Nope. Probe is gonna get away. And Legendary suddenly with a ton of money, really late on adding more factories. I mean, he's been on 3 bases now for several minutes and still is only working on 5 factories. And this is how you get yourself in a bit of a tight spot as Ice Draco is running off, I think that's 10 or 11 gateways. I guess it's 10 gateways. Which here in a sec is going to give Ice Draco a massive army. He's just now starting, his tempo attack pretty slow, just now starting actually. And there we go, another factory going up probably a starport as well. Yes, indeed. Still needs a lot more than that, and still has the gas to do it. He's actually, the way he's built his base though, he's pretty confined on room. With all those turrets and stuff there, and placed so far in, he doesn't have a lot of room to add factories, which might be a problem later on. He can get another 4 or 5 lined up here, which will probably be enough, but it won't necessarily be the most convenient, nicest macro layout we've ever seen. And we can see Protoss starting a low ground Nexus. This is always a difficult base here to defend from Vulture Harass because there's cannons on both, or there's minerals on both sides and lots of space behind them. So because you can go so far back, you can tickle at probes even if cannons are placed over here. And oh, whoa, Leg is pushing out across the map. Okay, it is go time, and this is, I really think this is I really think this is questionable decision making by Legendary. He's been basically on 5 fags, and he knows this, and he knows Protoss is 3 base with a lot of gateways. And he's deciding that he can push across. I'm pretty sure this gets absolutely rolled. Unless, that is a big army from Ice Draco. Even if it is mostly goons, I still think it's going to be sufficient in size to deal with this without too much difficulty. I mean, this is... Oh, he's trying to drag mines, but there aren't any mines to drag. And now Ice Draco running in. Not the best of attack spreads, so it's possible this push could work for Legendary. Oh, there's also a shuttle. I know there's a lot of Zealots on top of the tank line. Everything getting way too clumped up. And yeah, there's just straight up, there's not enough units. More Zealots are being drawn. The target firing is not very good at all. Shooting plenty of his own tanks and going to get absolutely steamrolled here. I don't really know why Legendary thought he should push it this time. And his control just wasn't what it needed to be. His tanks did not target fire any goons. There weren't mines laid down. The tanks were clumped. It was just not a well-coordinated attack. And even though Ice Draco didn't have the best spread, or the best micro himself, his army was just so big that it absolutely didn't make a difference. Just rolls over it. Especially with that power of shuttle bombing, which is always nice. And now the army is probably big enough that he can straight up kill Legendary, as there's only 6 factories here. So Legendary's going to do his best. I mean, if he defends, it's going to be like almost impossible to defend his third base. So I think we're going to see GG. I was going to say if he could hold on to his third base, stabilize, he could possibly get back to 200, try to do some big mega push and get something done, but I don't even think he's going to have that opportunity. Are there Zealots in the shuttle? Yes, there are. So he's dropping on top of these, going to pick up these tanks, no problem. Now charging into the third base, and all Legendary can do is say, GG! Ice Draco takes it for